Hi yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome to my yoga time. Today's yin sequence is focusing on the upper body. Now I do have 2 blocks close by, but if you don't have any blocks, you can always improvise with a rolled up towel or even a thick book. When you're ready, we'll begin on all fours, coming into our puppy pose. So keeping those knees hip width apart, bottom up nice and high, extend the arms out in front. Option 1, hands will be as wide as the mat, fingers spread. Forehead coming down to the mat, or of course using your block or your towel to support the head. Option 2, bring the elbows closer together, hands coming into prayer above the head. So choosing the variation that feels better on your shoulders and not pushing through any discomfort. If both options feel a little too intense, then you can practice one arm at a time. So left arm out in front, and use your right hand as a pillow. Just begin to observe the breath moving the upper body. The inhalation creating space around the shoulders and the ribs. And be sure to pause, hold the breath at the very top just for a moment or two. And then exhale very slowly. If you were practicing option 3 with your left arm out in front, right hand as a pillow, change sides for me now. Let's lower those hands down if they're in prayer, and coming up to tabletop. You might like to just sit back on the heels for a moment, give the shoulders a roll. So next posture you can practice with or without blocks. We're going to come into an upper body twist, threading the needle. So right arm underneath the left. Bringing your ear to the floor or to the block, try to keep your hips square. You might like to gently press the left fingertips into the floor, keeping the elbow facing the ceiling. Otherwise, extend the arm out in front, either on or off your block. Option to let your right fingers curl, or you might like to take Chin Mudra, connecting index finger and thumb. Closing the eyes down. Soften the jaw. And try not to stretch to your edge. If you're feeling maximum stretch, you've gone too far. And let's release, bending the left arm if it was straight, gently push into the palm, coming all the way up. And we'll change sides straight away, left underneath the right. Right arm can stay bent, or feel free to straighten the arm. Hand can be on the mat. A little stronger if you take the hand to the block. Try to work with your body, not against it. And let's release. If the right arm is straight, bending in the elbow, pushing yourself up. So 2 variations for the next pose, depending on how you're feeling in your shoulders. So option 1, if there is a slight impingement in the shoulders, I'd encourage you to practice close to the wall. Now you can choose to either sit on your heels like I am, or feel free to cross the legs, and if the hips are tight, elevate the hips, sit up on a block. We'll take the right arm to the wall, so fingertips pointing up, and you want the elbow in line with the shoulder. Be careful that you don't arch the back. Try to tuck the tailbone under. Left hand can come to the wall, and you can gently look over your shoulder. If you want to go deeper, moving closer to the wall. Option 2, we're going to take that same pose down to the floor. So you can sit with your right hip facing the mat, lower down, right arm out to the side. So at most, you're at that right angle. And if you need to lighten the pose, take the elbow a little higher. So right ear is on the mat. But if you're finding this too intense and you need to take that right arm higher, you could use your left hand as a pillow and bring the forehead to the mat. And that will feel a lot easier on the shoulder as well. So finding your variation. Left hand can stay on the mat, or you can take the hand to the low back. You might like to take Chin Mudra through that left hand. Let's take one more breath here. And then bringing that left arm down to the mat, gently pushing yourself up. And we'll change sides. So if you're at the wall, simply turning yourself around. If you're on the mat, taking your left hip down, left arm out to the side. Either left ear or forehead to the mat. Right hand, option to come behind you, or keep those fingertips on the mat. Relax the jaw. And if you are seated using the wall, be mindful you're not arching too much in the lower back. And this back bend is focusing on the shoulders, not the low back. And let's come out of the pose very slowly. It takes time in these yin postures for the muscles to respond. So coming down now into an upper back bend. So if you don't have a block, you could use your rolled up towel and place it across the bottom of the shoulder blades. Otherwise, if you have your block, it's going to the base of your shoulder blades. If you have two blocks, you might like to use one for the head. Or if you've only got one block and the head needs support, you could always use a towel or a pillow. So block is in line with the bottom of my shoulders. It's not on my middle or low back. So if your back is catching your awareness here, keep those knees bent. And if you still feel any sort of catching in the back and you've got a block under the head, take it higher. Or if you're ready to go a little deeper, you might even remove the block from the head and bring it down to the floor. And if your back feels okay for you to straighten your legs, feel free to do so. The higher you take your arms, the more you're going to feel that in the shoulders. Awareness to the heart center. Breathe in to this space. And taking one more breath here, yogis. When you're ready, you can bend the knees. Maybe you can just roll to one side to come off your props, or if you need to, palms pressing down, chin tucking in, coming up to the forearms, remove your props, and then laying down onto your back. When you first come down, take the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees fall into touch. Hands can just rest on the belly. And just acknowledging any newfound space in the upper back and shoulders. Breathe into this space. And for our last pose, this one not just about the shoulders but also the side body. Bring the feet a little closer together, lift up the hips, move them over to the left side of the mat, and then straighten the legs and take the feet over to the right side. If there's no discomfort in your shoulders, arms will come above the head. If there's one or two shoulders there that are not happy, just keep that hand by your side. You might choose to hold opposite elbows with the hands. If you want to go a little deeper, you could cross left ankle over the right. Just keep the bottom level. Hips are level. You might feel as though you're just breathing out of the left side waist. Taking one more breath here. And when you're ready, slowly unraveling the body, we'll change sides. Hips will move over to the right side of the mat. Feet and arms over to the left. Option to cross the right ankle over the left. And taking one more breath here. Before coming to the center of the mat, moving into Shavasana. Tucking the shoulders under, allowing the palms to face the ceiling. And letting the feet fall out to the side. Softening the forehead. Letting the eyes roll back. And just be. And take as long as you need to here, yogis. I hope you enjoyed the class. Have a lovely day. Namaste.